Welcome to Warblog. Today we're looking at the 19th defence of Kum River, of the Kum River line. It's interesting. Interesting for a few reasons, mainly because I'm still working on the actual, my own understanding of this period of the war, and what I mean by that is almost in the sort of the more immediate and direct sense, because we've got the Battle of Kum River here. Now this is basically my interpretation, and I have actually found a map that's very clear near this, and I think I might have used that map, of the day before, I think, but this is before I was doing days. I'm pretty sure that this is the day before. Now this is the 34th, so this is the 34th Battalion, and then this is the 19th, so they're both of the 24th Division. So this, I mean, we can't see it, but Sangwani Ni is probably about there. So there's a few things on this, but mainly it sort of goes back to Tejon. Now, the timing, I'm reading a book, Clay Blair, The Forgotten War. I'm just going through it, section by section, and it's been a while, so I had to pick that up from, this up from, where I'd left off, and so it's a bit disjointed, but I've been reading and doing a bit more and trying to figure out what happened next, and I've read it all through so many times now. I sort of hadn't realised that I'd sort of read it, because I'm reading things I remember, and I thought I'd got past the things that I remember. But the next thing is Tejon, and when you look at the sort of the Wikipedia Tejon, it sort of has these things part of it. So this is really the prelude to sort of the more set-piece Tejon battle, and it's not really a battle because the Koreans just sort of walk all over Tejon. I mean, it's odd because it's over a year ago since I read the book and read that part of the book, and basically whoever it was, the commander, he says it was a mistake to try and hold Tejon. Obviously he made that decision, but he was told, all you have to do is hold it for a day or two because we've got this other sort of set of reinforcements coming in. But anyway, so what happens here is the 4th Division basically come across the Kum River, and they sort of more come down from this way, and this is the 63rd Fab, which is artillery battalion. They take this, and they sort of have to, when they beat this off, I can't remember exactly what happened, but basically they destroy all of this. I mean, there's over 50% losses directly in their units. The book is, Kleberlay's book is actually quite interesting really, because he sort of says, oh well, the Chicks, which I think is the 19th, they did a lot, and they held back and really stopped the Koreans, and they held their ground, slowed them down by invaluable time, and he actually says in there, which is quite strange for a book, because did nothing of the sort. Basically the Koreans suffered virtually no losses against the Americans, and just sort of swept through them. But this is that part. So this is the 34th Battalion, the collapsed 34th Battalion, which is further along the Kum River. And then these are the 19th of the Chick. So what you've got is the first 19th and the second 19th. Now they hold the second 19th back in reserve. But there is actually a sort of little river here that I haven't put in, and there is a sort of another map, not of this, but more of the Tejon, and it's dated, I think, like 16th or 17th, or it might be 20th, but basically it sort of gives the indication that the line was more here and then down here. Now these units are in reserve, and once they get word that the 34th over here, this map, the 34th over here has collapsed, these Koreans will come down here. Now this road should actually be north of that river. I was looking at it and thought, why is it south? If you look at Google Maps, it's north, so I might change that as well. I don't know why it's there. But so the 4th are coming sort of this way, and basically they sort of come down through here as well. Now the thing is, they do actually come through here. I've got, if you look at the map, some of these entries, units that come on turn 3, 4, 5, some of these units actually come on from here. Now I'll say that because it would be a surprise otherwise. And it maybe should be a surprise, but at the same time shouldn't, because this is quite a significant aspect of them coming from here, because maybe I've said this a few times now, because of this collapse. So they're coming through from this direction here and coming along this way, so these are pull back. Now the thing is, because it's hills, it's going to be quite difficult to actually get them to pull back. I mean, if you can just imagine, if they've got 4 turns, they get 1, 2, 3, 4, so they have a line there. Maybe if they go up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're going to have some difficulty, 1, 2, 3, 4. But by the time they come across, so they'll be there, their 5th turn, maybe their 5th. So they might be able to meet somewhere there and form a line with these 2 units, with these coming in from behind. But there's so many gaps here. There is the E Company on the second. I'll put them up here. Now, based on what I've read, I might, when I look at the Tejon, I might review some of this setup and maybe put them more sort of from there onwards and down here. I don't know. Now some of these are a bit further forward than the others, but I couldn't really figure out which one is which. I don't want to read it again, but there is a certain bit in the book that says such and such an FAB, which was further back, was able to this and that. There is also some sort of fairly significant withdrawal down here. Now, to be quite honest, maybe I should have done this map at the same sort of height as this, because basically some of these units start to withdraw on this road down to Tejon, and there's some sort of dramatic rescues because basically they sort of cover the road. But the next game after this will be Tejon, which is mainly the main thing, which is basically the main thing. So this is the second day. So that's really that. I mean, obviously, I'm just doing it sequentially from the beginning of the war through. So this is the fallback to the whatever it is, something perimeter, the something perimeter. What is it? I don't know. But and then obviously the tide turns. So I'll give it a quick start. Now, obviously, we're just going to sort of pour over this border. Now, the thing that it does state that is probably also worth bearing in mind is that they sort of start off with an artillery barrage. Now, I'm not sure whether we've got any artillery on the board to start off with. I don't really see any, and I think the other thing is sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they can really start to sort of pound with these FABs. But the North Koreans were also, they started off with basically a lot of artillery fire and also armoured fire across the river, which is going to be a bit hard to replicate. So I'm just going to sort of maybe just pour these units across, but they can only move 1. Might be able to get a bit further down the path. And now here, I guess we can take this. No, I don't know, go a bit further. Okay, so no artillery. Okay, so we can get. So we had word that the western flank has fallen. I don't know what to do here really. I think I'm going to readjust this line. No point keeping him there. They're hardly like to come across here and fly across that. We might be able to start some artillery. Okay, so not too bad. In theory, we should be firing some artillery, but we don't have any yet, so maybe I have to adjust that. So we're desperately trying to get down to the front. He's going to sort of... Do we want to pull him back or leave him at the front? I'm going to pull him over here. Okay, so what do they want to do? Well, I think we still want to sort of maybe try and something over here, and with the artillery we could try and destroy that. We could try and get these engineers. Okay. I'm going to give the North Korean some artillery actually. Well, our bridges work. Let's put a bridge into there. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Right buttons here. Okay, let's try and attack across this river. Oh, good odds. There's a bridgehead there now. You're going to have to reinforce that. It's going to be, I remember this before, it's sort of like this massive traffic jam of units. If it's, okay. Right, well, they're going to have to at least put something else in there. And see whether we can damage this. Okay, North Koreans. They've got some artillery coming in now. Should have maybe put bridges into more places. We've got these guys and they can build into there. We can't move. In there. Okay. Let's try it. No, not. Let's try an attrition at the very least. No. Okay. There's no engineers over there, so this will suffice. I think the Koreans are going to be able to do it. Oh, here they come, look. Right. Let's get some of these engineers over this end. Okay. 1. 1.1. No effect. Okay, so we routed them. That's how it starts. The engineers can't get out of the way, can they? That's what we can do here. Another attack and retreat, but have another go here. Three. Not good. Okay. So what damage we can do there. Routed. Okay. More artillery. Okay, we've got to pulverise something here. This unit, maybe. This one would be more attractive. That was a fairly hefty hit. Okay. DR. No movement to get over. And let's just see whether we can. Where are these engineers? We've got to get them moving sort of in this direction. No. I haven't put as much thought into this as I might like to. I think the artillery should come on sooner. Still got to try and repair this bridge. But they're knackered. They're knackered. So we've got this unit. Let's fire on these. Okay. I'll leave this to recover. Right, artillery. 2 units in there. All fresh. We'll do this or this. I think I've got to go for this. Or this. So what are they on at the moment? 5, 4.8, so could be routing. 5.6, 7.1. Go for an attack. Exchange. And here, I'm just going to go for an attrition. Okay. I really need to replace those units. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. We're fresh. We pull this out. So we should just leave those where they are and go for these. Okay. So what we can do now, we've got that other one. As soon as we've got that one, I think I'd like to go for this now because we can get 2 to 1 on that. No effect. No effect. 0.2. 1. 2. Okay, well I'll go for an attack. And exchange. Well, let's do an exchange across this river here. I really want to get him into action somehow. Okay, so weak, 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 strong. So we really want to sort of drag an across next time. Okay, well, we're going to build a bridge here. And cross it. Across the river at last, and look, there's some more reinforcements. What we got in there? Well, let's get moving forward here. And let's pummel that. We routed one of them. See on 5.8. Ooh. Routed. We kept on because now all we have to do, let's see what we can do against this guy. There, it's collapsed. The river has been, oh no, crossed. So, well, let's just see what's what. Fresh. Move him over. Fresh. Move him over. We can possibly try there. Rubbish. Oh, let's now look at that. We can attack here. Treated over the river. Comical. Really comical. Well, they're over the river here. That's dangerous because the FAVs are now going to be targeted. So we can, I guess, move there. And there. So we need to start pushing these fresh units up here now. Let's see if we can do some damage against this stack. fresh unit. There's both fresh units, look. Okay, well we're definitely going to be pushing for that. Right. End turn. So we push for that. He's moved up, so we move him there, him there. Okay, let's try and destroy this unit. Good route. No effect, 3 no effects. Okay, well let's just... leave him out of it. Right, this is moved, so... Exchange against him. So we should be able to build 2 more bridges next turn. Okay. Well, I feel like going for that stack again. I know that... Yep, got one. Got 2. We still want to try and defend the... So we can't there. That's untenable now, isn't it? Actually, could have maybe gone for that unit. Okay, so we're now trying to fall back. That's it. The Kum River line has fallen. Come on. Push them there. Some engineers. We don't need them now. Push them across. Let's just build the bridge anyway. Okay. It's missing on 3.9. Eliminated. Maybe we should go for that. Tiger retreats. And phew, really, maybe. Right, well they're really falling back now, so maybe the Fabs should retreat. Korea, this is a really good game. I'm very happy with the outcome of this. It just seems quite convincing. It wasn't easy getting across, but once that defence falls, 10.3. Eliminated. So what I want to do is bring some of this artillery nearer to start targeting that. So some of this artillery can now start taking this. No effect. Interesting. Well, see what we can do here. DR. It's not home yet. Okay. We're going to have to start moving the artillery back. .6. Probably why he failed last time. Eliminated that unit. We'll have to move him back. 5.9, possibly firing twice. Routed him. Okay. Well, there just isn't enough. There's just no more units, look. No more units. That's it. This is a startling game. It's sort of more gamey game, but the North Koreans have really taken a pounding, but it just seems that they still have loads. I'm not even looking at the sort of values and things like that. Oh, depressions. 6, 9, 4. This might not be crappy units fighting crappy units. Swing to 1 exchange. Fighting's really getting bitty. Okay. Well, we don't really want to be. We really want to be pushing the artillery back. These guys can fire on that. He wants to push back to there. And that's that, I think. Okay. Right, that artillery is beginning to crack. Down to 5.7. Just a few minutes left. Well, let's start pulling back. I'll have one more go. So there's only artillery left now. And they're out of range. I should have moved the artillery actually. I did move the artillery. Okay, I've got 5 minutes left. That should do it. That should really do it. Yeah. And anything over here? No. Well, that's it. I'll leave it at that. Wow, what a stonker of a game. They really got across the Kum River and heading towards Daejeon. I thought it would be an embarrassing Korean defeat, but there's just so many numbers. Look at all these bridges they built. They didn't really build bridges, but these are just sort of representative of crossing points. They came across in their boats and swam across, and maybe underwater fords and all sorts. And presumably made some bridges and things in certain places, I guess. I think in retrospect I might have held the troops back until the artillery could come into place and start pounding, and then move them in, because as they were on the front line they couldn't do anything other than get hit by artillery. Because if I left them over here, they would have to pull the artillery forward to do that. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.